An introduction on what mutual funds are, what are the types of mutual funds, and the structure of mutual funds. Okay, so in the last class we covered some of the schemes of mutual funds. Now today we'll take up some more schemes, and we also have one of the variants from mutual funds, which is the first topic we study today, which is an ETF, exchange traded fund. Now it is quite similar to the index fund which we covered last time. Can anyone tell me what an index fund is? What is an index fund? Literal meaning. Index mutual fund क्या करेगा? Yes, Anurag, what will an index mutual fund do? Anurag is not here. Abhishek. Yes, Meghna, you tell what is an index fund? Meghna is also not here. Rahul.
Sorry, ma'am, I was not in previous classes. So
Okay,
sorry,
you're
ma'am.
not there in the previous class. Okay. Then, okay, Meghna, at least try beta.
मैम आई गेस एक तरह से मैम स्टैंडर्ड वैल्यू होती है फंड की, जिससे जो वेरिएट होता है मार्केट में वो मेजर करते हैं।
दोबारा बोलो हर्ष और लाउडली बोलो।
मैम जैसे इंडेक्स फंड से वो होता है, फिक्स वैल्यू होती है फंड की, जो मार्केट में वेरिएंस होते हैं तो वो मेजर करते हैं इस वैल्यू के अकॉर्डिंग।
बेटा जो फंड है वो इन्वेस्टमेंट कर रहा है। ओके,
Excuse me, ma'am.
हाँ जी।
Ma'am, index fund is the fund which comprises of all the major stocks of an index. So it moves in the same accordance as which the index is moving. Like for the BSE or the Sensex, which is
Yes,
moving, the stock will
absolutely.
the fund will imitate the same movement as of that of the
Yes,
index.
yes, very good. Sarthak is correct, and Kashish has also added. We are going by certain rules and investing in financial markets in various industries. Basically, you are replicating any of the market index. Say, for example, you are replicating Nifty or Sensex, and you are dividing your portfolio. Basically, this is what the mutual fund company is doing, or the asset management company is doing. It is investing the funds exactly in the proportion and in the composition which is being followed in the market index. Okay, so that is the benefit of index fund, that you are diversifying your portfolio, and then it is replicating the structure of the index, and whatever movements are taking place in the index will be reflected in the NAV of your index fund also. Okay, so a similar concept is an ETF. Now this is also a diversified portfolio which might replicate an index, or it might invest not only in a stock index but in a bond index also. The underlying asset in ETF might also be gold or some commodity. Okay, now what and how are ETFs different from index fund? Trading in ETF will take place throughout the day. Okay, so unlike mutual funds, you can actually trade in ETF throughout the day. So you can buy and sell an exchange traded fund like a normal share. like a normal stock. Okay, then the cost of trading in ETF is also lower as compared to normal shares. And if I compare it to index fund, then the tracking error is also low in ETF as compared to the index fund. Okay, so Kabir is asking, no, they are, why do different index funds? Now that depends on what is the composition. That is what I am saying. Now there are number of firms like ICICI has its own index fund. Then this Oswal has its own index fund, and you have other banks which are having their own index fund. Now they are investing in different securities also. Like एक gold ETF में कर रहा है तो उसका market से अलग होगा. अगर प्योर इक्विटी में कर रहा है, सीधा सेंसेक्स को रेप्लिकेट कर रहा है तो उसका रिटर्न अलग होगा. बॉन्ड्स में जो इन्वेस्ट कर रहा है, बॉन्ड इंडेक्स को रेप्लिकेट कर रहा है, उसका रिटर्न अलग होगा. Okay, and then you are saying why, if they are investing in the same stocks, why are they getting different returns? Cost of maintaining these funds, cost of running, administrative expenses, they also vary. Okay, so that might bring a difference between the average returns from different index funds. Okay, so one term I have used, as Kabir has also pointed out, कि थोड़ा variance आ जाता है return में, उसको हम बोलते हैं tracking error. ट्रैकिंग एरर क्या है कि आप जितना भी कोशिश कर लो, आप एग्जैक्टली इंडेक्स को रेप्लिकेट नहीं कर पाते. कहीं ना कहीं कुछ प्रोपोर्शन में आपकी इन्वेस्टमेंट में वेरिएंस आ जाता है. एंड द अदर रीजन कैन बी, एज आई टोल्ड यू, दैट द कॉस्ट ऑफ रनिंग द फंड is also incurred, and that is adjusted when you are calculating the net return from your ETF. So that might bring a variance in the return as compared to the market index. Okay, but ETFs are a very good option to invest, especially for small investors. You are getting a diversified portfolio, and then you can enter and exit from the ETF without any restriction. Throughout the day आप trade कर सकते हो ETF में, and their value, actually the trading is very transparent, so they actually end up very close to their NAV at the end of trading day. NAV is net asset value. Okay, net asset value क्या होती है? जो आपने इन्वेस्टमेंट जिस म्यूचुअल फंड में करी है उसमें जो एसेट्स हैं minus the liabilities divided by the number of units the mutual fund has issued. This we'll do practically later today in the class. But ETFs are very transparent, and that is why their value is very close to their actual intrinsic value. Okay, I hope this is clear. We move to the next scheme under mutual fund. तो मैंने ETF में ही आपको बता दिया कि गोल्ड ETFs भी होते हैं. Okay, which are investing in gold. The underlying asset is gold, so you are not required to maintain gold, take the delivery. लॉकर में गोल्ड रखने की जरूरत नहीं है. जो आपकी इन्वेस्टमेंट है उसकी जो नेटवर्थ है वो मार्केट क्या रेट चल रहा है गोल्ड का उसके अकॉर्डिंग्स में डिसाइड होती है. ओके, and then again, like a normal ETF, you can trade throughout the day in the gold ETF also. Okay, next is fund of funds. Now, as the name is telling you, fund of funds means a combination of all the different types of schemes you have covered till now. Now, a fund of fund will give you the broadest diversification. तो ना सिर्फ इसमें आप इक्विटी में इन्वेस्ट कर रहे हो, आप डेट में भी कर रहे हो, कुछ प्रपोर्शन आपका गोल्ड में भी इन्वेस्ट हो रहा है, कुछ प्रपोर्शन आपका रियल एस्टेट में भी इन्वेस्ट हो रहा है. ओके, So your mutual fund is managing the portfolio in the most diversified form, and hence the risk is minimized. Okay. So depending on the preference of the investor, with a fund of fund, you are getting the maximum exposure in the market. Okay, next is an arbitrage fund. Okay. So as discussed earlier, arbitrage क्या है? Looking for price discrepancies, buying at a low price, selling at a high price. Arbitrage fund भी क्या करेगा? मार्केट में जहां पर भी प्राइस डिस्क्रिपेंसीज मिल रही है उस हिसाब से आपके फंड्स को इन्वेस्ट करेगा. ओके, एंड देन not only in the spot market but also in the spot market and comparison with the future market, the arbitrage fund will make the investment. Then is a faith-based fund. Faith-based fund again आपकी faith के हिसाब से, आपकी investment preference के हिसाब से the portfolio will be managed by the AMC. Now these funds are not very popular in India, but in Islamic countries they are very popular. Okay, for example, you don't want a portfolio which is having investment in a company which is into, say, alcohol or tobacco production. Okay, तो आप जब फेथ बेस्ड फंड्स में इन्वेस्ट करते हो तो आपकी जो फेथ प्रेफरेंस है उस हिसाब से पोर्टफोलियो डिसाइड होता है. ओके, so these were the different types of mutual fund schemes. Any question in this? Okay, I hope the types are clear to everyone. Now we will move to the practical part. Under the practical part in mutual funds, we will cover the calculation of NAV of a mutual fund, the operating expenses of mutual fund, and how do you evaluate the performance of a mutual fund. Okay, so let us start with the first topic, which is NAV of a mutual fund, or the net asset value of a mutual fund. Okay, so this is the worth of each unit of mutual fund that you are holding. So when you are investing in a mutual fund, you are being allotted units. Okay, and the market value of each of these units is the net asset value. How do you calculate the net asset value? It is the assets held by the mutual fund minus liabilities of the mutual fund divided by number of units. I'll just write it down here. So NAV is equal to assets held minus outstanding liabilities divided by number of units issued by the mutual fund. Okay, so assets can be, say your mutual fund is an equity scheme, all the shares held. It is a equity plus debt scheme, so equity plus the debentures held. Outstanding liability is, say, any administrative expenses outstanding at the end of the year. कुछ आपने charges पे नहीं करे हैं, वो सब outstanding liability हो जाएगा. So if your mutual fund is investing in, say, a debenture, that is the asset held by the mutual fund. Okay, outstanding liability will be any expenses which are outstanding at the end of the time period, and divided by the number of units issued by the mutual fund. Okay. Okay, one thing more. I'll just explain it here only. So there are two types of investment and withdrawal plans. I will just explain it here. मैंने पहले भी ये टर्म यूज करी है क्लास में, SIP, and then a related term, because you listen to these terms a lot with respect to mutual funds. SIP is systematic investment plan and SWP is systematic withdrawal plan. Okay, so systematic investment plan is say you're not ready to invest a lump sum in a mutual fund scheme, so you decide that every month I will forego a 500 or 1,000 from my account and will contribute that as an investment in the mutual fund. Okay, so monthly deduction from your account is acting as your contribution to the mutual fund. That becomes your systematic investment plan. तो इसमें क्या होता है, इसमें एवरेजिंग हो जाती है, किसी मंथ में वो म्यूचुअल फंड ज्यादा अच्छा परफॉर्म कर रहा है तो आपका एनएवी म्यूचुअल फंड का ज्यादा होगा तो आपको कम यूनिट्स मिलेंगे. But if there is a particular month in which your mutual fund is not performing that well, you will be allotted higher number of units. Okay, so for small investors, this becomes the most convenient way of investing in a mutual fund. A similar term used is SWP, which is systematic withdrawal plan. So every month और say every quarter, डिपेंडिंग ऑन कि आपने क्या ड्यूरेशन सिलेक्ट करा है, आप कुछ पैसा अपने म्यूचुअल फंड से विड्रॉ कर रहे हो एंड दी रिमेनिंग फंड्स योर रिमेनिंग इन्वेस्टमेंट रिमेन्स इन दी म्यूचुअल फंड. ओके, सो इन्वेस्टमेंट के लिए SIP है और विड्रॉल के लिए SWP है. ओके, नाउ वी कैन मूव टू द प्रैक्टिकल पार्ट ऑफ म्यूचुअल फंड्स. Okay, we move to the first question on your screens. An amount of 50 lakh has been collected by a mutual fund and 5 lakh units have been issued. The amount has been invested in different securities. The market value of the securities is 56 lakh and the mutual fund has a liability of 4 lakh 50,000. What is in respect of the expenses outstanding? Yes, this question is available in the book. Which book are you referring to? I am taking the questions from two books. This is from R.P. Rastagi. Okay. Okay, so you have to calculate the NAV as explained. NAV will be equal to the assets held minus outstanding liabilities divided by number of units issued. So this mutual fund has invested only in equities, securities, so this will give you the answer. So Rahul has calculated 10.3. What are the others getting? What about the others? Put your answers in the chat box. Okay, so this is, everyone is getting the same answer. This is how we write the answer. Every unit has a value of 10.3. Okay, rupees 10.3 per unit is the NAV of the mutual fund issued. Okay, so we now move to the next question. Now in this question, you have been asked to calculate the percentage return from the mutual fund. So first I will write down the formula. You have the NAV given in the question at the starting of the year and at the end of the year. So in these cases, how do you calculate the return from the mutual fund? Okay, so to calculate the percentage return from the mutual fund, this is the formula. NAV1 will be the NAV at the end of first year or at the end of the period. NAV0 will be the net asset value at the start. Dividend will be the dividend which the investor has received from the mutual fund, and CG will be the capital gain which has been distributed to the investors. Okay. Now dividend and capital gain is totally at the disposal of the mutual fund company. कंपनी की मर्जी है वो आपको डिविडेंड डिक्लेयर मतलब डिस्ट्रीब्यूट करे, और द डिविडेंड दैट इट हैज रिसीव्ड कैन बी टोटली रीइन्वेस्टेड इन योर म्यूचुअल फंड अगेन. अगेन कैपिटल गेन क्या होता है कि आपके म्यूचुअल फंड ने किसी पर्टिकुलर सिक्योरिटी ए से सिक्योरिटी बी में मूव करा, जब सिक्योरिटी ए सेल करी तो कैपिटल गेन हुआ. नाउ द म्यूचुअल फंड इज थिंकिंग कि जो गेन हुआ है वो हम अपने इन्वेस्टर्स में डिस्ट्रीब्यूट कर दें, so that will also be a certain amount per unit of the mutual fund. Okay, so now you can put in the values. I'll also check the answer. Is the answer coming to? So 12.8, yes, correct. This is the answer. .8%. This is how you will write the answer. The percentage return is 12.80%. Okay, simple. Just complete everyone so that we can move to the next question. Okay, this is the next question. Okay. So now you are given the investments made by the mutual fund. Please first look at the question. Now cash and bank balance. Okay. So Kabir and Shubham, we have completed the question. Now we'll move to the next question. Now a mutual fund has made is having these many holdings with it. कैश एंड बैंक बैलेंस से म्यूचुअल फंड ने सारा पैसा अभी इन्वेस्ट नहीं करा, अभी उसमें 5,50,000 कैश फॉर्म में है. Then you have bonds and debentures, you have equities, and you have quoted government securities. The expenses accrued. Accrued is again outstanding expenses which have not yet been paid and the number of units outstanding. Okay. So all the assets held will be added minus the expenses divided by number of units. Please calculate. I'm writing the formula again. You have to add all the assets held. Okay, please solve everyone. Start putting your answers in the chat box. How much is the NAV per unit? Okay, more responses. Okay, so why is there a decimal difference? 17.13 approximately. So 17.15 per unit is the answer. You have just added these values less 75,000 divided by 2 lakh will give you 17.15 rupees, 17.15 per unit as your answer. Okay. So all of you have got the answer. We now move to the next question. Okay. So please first read this question. This is the toughest question from NAV. Have a look at the question. Okay, so in this case, you have a mutual fund which has issued 10 lakh units of rupees 10 each. Okay, so a 1 CR investment has been made to which the Money has been invested in equity shares, government securities, debentures, and two types of debentures. One are 9% debentures which are not listed on the stock exchange, and 10% debentures which have been listed. Apart from this, during the year, the mutual fund has received 12 lakh as a dividend on the equity share investment. Interest on all types of debt securities was received as and when due. At the end of the year, the equity and debt were quoted at 175% and 90%. And operating expenses of 5 lakh have been paid during the year. Now this amount has already been paid. So there are two parts in the question. First we have to find out the mutual fund NAV, and in the second part, if the mutual fund has distributed some dividend, then how will the NAV change? Okay, so let's move step by step. Step 1, since for NAV we need all the value, we need the worth of the assets held by the mutual fund. We will first start with the calculation of cash holdings in the mutual fund. Okay, so calculation of cash balance. So let us start with the opening balance. If you have a look, the mutual fund has issued, when it was launched, the amount collected was 100 lakh or 1 CR, but the investment here, as you can see, made is 98 lakhs, which means that 2 lakh was held as cash at the starting of the year. Okay, so my opening cash balance in the mutual fund is rupees 2 lakh. Apart from this, during the year, the mutual fund has received dividends. So that is also adding to my cash holding. So I add 12 lakh. I am also receiving the interest on 7% government securities, or you can directly write government securities instead of 7% or 9%. So interest on government securities is 7% of 8 lakh, so which will be 56,000. Then interest on unlisted debentures 9%. अनलिस्टेड डिबेंचर्स पर आपको इंटरेस्ट मिल रहा है 45,000 and interest on listed debentures is again 45,000. Okay, this is the cash that has been added during the year, but there are certain expenses that have also been paid. So let's the operating expenses, which will be, that is 5 lakh. So you make this adjustment and you will get closing cash balance. Please calculate this value, the closing cash balance, because this is also one of the assets held by the mutual fund at the end of the year. What is the closing cash balance coming to? I'll also calculate by that time. 10,60,000. Okay, is the first step clear to everyone? Yes, so I'll just move to the next page. Okay, now we have the value of cash. I need the value of the other assets held. So first I'll just explain how the values of these assets will change. Now if you see in the question you are given that the value of two assets is changing, equity and 10% debentures. तो आप इक्विटी में देख रहे हो they are quoted at 175%. The market value will always be on the face value. Okay, a percentage of the face value. Equity share 100 rupees के थे जो face value थी. Now they are being traded at 175%. So which means now the market price of the equity share will be 175 rupees. Okay, now this price will be 175 per share. You are seeing 175% on the face value and not the market value. पहले 100 rupees का share आपने 160 में खरीदा है and at the end of the year the value, the market value is now rupees 175. Government securities same value, 9% debentures की same value रहेगी, 10% debentures are at 90%. Okay, which means now their value in the market is 4,50,000. Equity is the life. Rahul, very strange question. Equity is always the asset of the company. There is no fixed time duration of equity. Liability basically in the sense long term liability है, उसमें कुछ भी आपको आपकी वो नहीं है, बाउंडेशन नहीं है. इक्विटी जब हम कंपनी की बात करते हैं वहां पर लायबिलिटी, जब एसेट यहाँ पर हम म्यूचुअल फंड की बात कर रहे हैं तो उसमें तो एसेट ही है वो म्यूचुअल फंड का, बस दैट इज द इन्वेस्टमेंट मेड बाय म्यूचुअल फंड. ओके, सो दिस इज नॉट अकाउंट्स. You are doing mutual funds here for the mutual fund company, whether it is equity, whether it is debenture, they all are assets for the mutual fund. Okay. Another question, Yuvraj. Interest on listed debentures, 10% of 5 lakh. Okay, I think I have taken the same amount, yes. So this will be 50,000. Okay, so 10 lakh. Please make the correction here. So now how is the value changing? 5,000 add होगा, 10,51,000. Okay. Okay. 10,51,000. Okay, thank you. So now we move to the second step, which is calculation of assets held by the mutual fund. So first is the closing cash balance, which you people have already calculated as 10,51,000. Then you have equity holding, which is again an asset for the mutual fund. The number of shares, just let me check, 50,000 shares there. And now the value will be 50,000 into 175. So which will be 7,50,000. is 7,50,000. Then 7% government securities have the same value. They were earlier for 8 lakh. So this is at par. 9% unlisted securities or debentures, 4 lakh. Sorry. This is the same at 5 lakh. The 10% listed debentures are now trading at 90%. So 4,50,000. Yes, I'll send after the class. If you want to have a look, by that time you can have a look at the question also. Okay, so 8 lakh was the value of government securities, and 9% debentures 5 lakh, and 10% debentures at 90% of their value. Okay, so now these will be the assets held by the mutual fund, which will help you calculate the NAV of the mutual fund. Please check what is the total coming to. This is the total coming to. Lakh units have been issued in the mutual fund. So this is the answer for the first part. 11.551. The units are 10 lakh. 10 lakh units of mutual fund have been issued. So the NAV becomes 11.551. Yes, so everyone, please check. Are you getting the same answer? It's already time to be. बेटा 10 लाख यूनिट्स है प्रशांत 11.551 बनेगा वैल्यू. Okay, so just the last part of the question. I'm moving back to the question. It will take a minute more. You have to find out the NAV if the mutual fund has distributed a dividend of 0.80 during the year. Now this dividend will be per unit. 0.80 per unit has been distributed. 10 लाख यूनिट है, 80 पैसा पर यूनिट डिस्ट्रीब्यूट हुआ है, तो कितना डिविडेंड डिस्ट्रीब्यूट हुआ है आपका 8 लाख रुपीस डिस्ट्रीब्यूट हुआ है. Now the dividend will be paid from the assets held by the mutual fund. From the assets held by the mutual fund. So I am just making a small, sorry, change here. You can just show it as the second part of the question. You will deduct 8 lakh rupees here. Okay, and then you will get the answer for the second part of the question. So when I deduct 8 lakh rupees, then my NAV post the distribution of mutual fund, sorry, post distribution of dividend will become 10.751 per unit. Absolutely right, Rahul. You just need to deduct 8 lakh from the assets held. Okay, this is the second part of the question.